point, I was called into the office of the president of the Christian college that I was teaching at in Texas. And he sat behind a desk, and he had behind him a picture of Solomon's head of Christ. And the president, he said to me, Dr. Gearhart.
Dr. Gearhart.
I hate to ask you this question.
I hate to ask you this question.
But it's absolutely essential that I know.
But it's absolutely essential that I know.
Are you a homosexual? And I said, oh, no.
No.
And the head of Christ went, just like that. Real clear, my Savior Jesus was saying, you just lied, girl, you really have.
You have just lied, girl, you really have.
Always, before I got to San Francisco, there was the threat that somebody was going to blackmail me, and I had blackmail letters, you know, aplenty. Many people threatening to do that. At one point, I was called into the office of the president of the Christian college that I was teaching at in Texas, and he sat behind a desk that had behind him the picture of Solomon's head of Christ. It's the most famous picture of Christ that I think there is. Here is this very calm figure looking off into the distance, and there were at least 10 or 15 copies of that around the college where we were. It was a very famous one. And so the president had this head of Christ behind him, you know, while he was interviewing me. And he said, Dr. Gearhart, I hate to ask you this question, but it's absolutely essential that I know. And I knew what he was going to ask, and I knew I was going to lie, right? He said, are you a homosexual? And I was sitting right over there. And when he asked me that, I said, no, you know? And the head of Christ, which had been looking like this, and here's the president, and here I am over there, the head, when I said no, the head of Christ went, just like that, right at me, you know. So it was really clear what my Savior, Jesus, was saying is, you have just lied, girl, you really have.
You just lied, girl, you really have.
You have just lied, girl, you really have.
Everyone, this is Sally Gearhart. So.
I was just going to say, and this is a remarkable young man, and these are remarkable young people, and this man behind the camera's a remarkable one too. I don't know quite what to say for a change. I want to thank you, all of you. I enjoyed this from the bottom of my heart, all the way up to the end of it. Thank you so much.
And for those of you who don't know, I just wanted to tell you that Sally here campaigned against Proposition 6 with Harvey Milk in, I think it was 1978, and Proposition 6 would have denied gay and lesbian people the right to work in California schools. And you can see Sally in the documentary The Life and Times of Harvey Milk. So, you guys can see it. Questions in the audience? Yeah.
Sally. So Sally,
Can you repeat this for me?
Yes.
I'll speak very loud.
Oh.
So, as Desi said, 32 years ago, you stood with Harvey Milk, and as you watch this play tonight, what are your thoughts on perhaps what Harvey Milk would have thought tonight had he seen this, and what were your thoughts as you saw this, and you look at the arc of your life? And where you're at now, where we're all at.
I don't know whether I think Harvey would have been so overjoyed at this performance that I think he might have been, for the first time in his life, really speechless. He had, as you know, a very broad range of appreciations of people, and he had a very broad range of appreciations of people who do creative things. And it would have touched Harvey, I think, in the best creative part of him to see the creativity that's come together here in this production. So that's what I think Harvey would have thought about that. And he probably would have said something like, oh my God, you know, there's hope for the human race after all.
Thank you.
And I don't know what the last part of...
What did you think?
What did I think
Yes.
of this show? I'm grateful to you, Olivia. I would like to take this show on the road, all the way around the United States, and then around Europe, and then around Africa, and then around all of the other